Hey everybody. Okay, give me like a second to start Twitch. And also for some reason the YouTube chat. Oh, I need to select the live stream. Okay, I'm here. I've already started. Perfect. How's it going, everybody? I hope you've had a great evening, morning, day. This one goes to all the Americans out there. Today we're just gonna work, because as you can see here, I always need to figure here. Next Fest is coming up soon, and we have a lot of work to do. So we have two games. Once again, a very quick rundown. There are no public Steam pages yet, but we have two games we're gonna be working on. We already got some feedback of like some ways we can improve both games. So let's just do that. Hey 92, how's it going as well? Okay, so there's two games. We're gonna be working on both. It's kind of the problem, like a parent with two children who are constantly vying for being the best child. I don't know. I have no experience being having like two children, nor having a brother or sister. I'm an only child. This is just what I imagine it's like. I have two people constantly yelling at me that they both want my love and attention. So we have, on the one hand, we have Thomas, his game, Desktop Island. Like, my camera is too low now. Which we'll be working on today. On the other corner, we have William's game, Net Profits, which we also will be working on today. Now, I think I'm going to start with Net Profits. Because William actually gave me a list of stuff to do. Whereas Thomas was like, kind of just do whatever you want. So, this was my odds and ends for Thomas. Here, Net Profits to do. So let's reset this. We'll make this bigger so I can see. And then add a section here. Okay. We have a lot of stuff he wants me to do. Operations panel, we name stat to logs. That's easy. And add layout / prefab. So let's crank open Net Profits. This is going to be mainly a working stream as well. I'm sorry for that. Rename abilities to operations or an upgrades of operations to abilities. That's an easy one. But we can do this. What are the two games you're making next Fest? Colon Line. It's a fishing incremental game, and it's a Stardew Valley co-op, but it's a desktop idler. Are the two games here. Net Profits. Oh, he already called it Ops. What the hell is this? I don't want this. No, thank you. Bye. Perfect. So I guess he already did this. I can delete this. New upgrade pop-up for Harbor. This was on my task list for today as well. New tracker minimap currently exists in game scene. Needs some positioning and UI work. Okay, we'll look at that. Showing hiding trackers. I'm very curious what he added. Try to select the chip. Are we still going to do? Make a quick button to go to it. Okay. Cannot find a Steam. Both are not public yet. So as you can see here, so Net Profits is still in check. And then Desktop Island, I can post. It's a little bit too early. Fishing game, not like a game about fishing, no. Or what is it? Something fishing. Set sail games. What was it? Upcoming. Just keep fishing. No, it's going to be very different. This is about. I guess both are about overconsumption of fish, but that's about where it ends. So, okay. Unity has booted up in the meantime. Let's go to the game scene. I also get this burst error. This is from a Unity package. I'm not sure. Okay. Also, this counter is kind of offset. Oh well. can keep it here. UI, trackers, minimap. Huh. Okay, this is a very basic minimap. It's just a white sprite, I feel. Let's take a look. Let's run this game. White Meat Dynasty. Okay, I see what he meant with like loading screen. Okay, is this? Holy shit, I don't know if you guys can see. There's supposed to be tiny dots here. They're just extremely tiny. This would be the minimap, I guess. Okay. So we need to make this nicer. I have some ideas. Very mini indeed. It's just a raw image. Okay. We can work with that. Okay, restore view. Go back here. And then, okay. So he added the coordinates inside of the minimap tracker. First off, let's make this a prefab. Okay. And then we're gonna style this shit. Wait, what is it again? Canvas and canvas graphic. We have this thing where like everything is a standalone. We have everything a different canvas, so like not because every time a change gets made, the entire canvas gets redrawn. You're putting 2 games in the next fest? That's indeed the plan, Jesse. FFT shader? Not sure what FFT means. This is something that William cooked up for the C. Because we want the C to be 2D flat as well. So you have canvas inherit, canvas scaler, graphic raycaster. I see why. Normally this should be lower. Okay, it's fine. Non everything. I think this is overrides. Apply all. Good night, Simtem. Fast Fourier transfer. I don't need it to be 3D. Is it 3D? I'm not sure. The question is also like how deep are you going to see the detail? I'm gonna leave it for now. What's crack lacking high, Javier? Now we can add an image, I think, right? No. I think I need to do it under 10. Right. What did he do here? Oh, he defines the width and height here. Okay. So this one becomes the actual minimap. And then, okay, I see why he didn't throw it in a preview yet. Let's just get working. Okay, so the raw image becomes a child. In here. Some paddings. And then this. My frame color. Hey, Alessandro, thank you as well for the tier 1 sub. Do you go hunting for the fish with the boat? You manage a flotilla. Oh, thank you very much, Alessandro, as well for the 10 gifted subs on Twitch. That's very nice to get started with. We'll get some monster later. For now, I still have some matcha first to enjoy. Oh, so wait. I'm just realizing now that actually the coordinates are standalone from the minimap. Okay. Well, we should be able to overlap them. How it feels to be a successful game dev. I still don't feel really like a successful game dev. And thank you also, BK Con, for the Prime sub. Long time ago to see a stream. Well, we should be back now. For a little bit. I feel like I always say that though. So I'm sorry if I magically disappear. 128. 128. Perfect. Okay. This white is so ugly. Give me a second. Only seen your YouTube content? Yeah, we also stream. I mean, also on YouTube. Is this the same color? 16228. No, this is different. I think this is the right color, at least for the frame. And then we're going to need to have some sort of header. How tall is this header? Huh. How about I just steal this? Perfect. Thank you, Double Curie, for the follow as well. I'm not sure how this looks. We're still also not really certain if we even want the minimap to begin with. But let's just go for it. Actually, the header needs to be below the raw image. Okay. So we already have a satellite view. So what would we call the minimap? Radar view? Radar isn't really the right term. I'll just call it minimap for now. Window underscore mini. At least this way I can change it easily. Oh. Minimap. Go. Yeah, we're not gonna stick with minimap, but okay. So then he wrote some other stuff down. Showing/hiding trackers. Oh, so what we call a tracker is also this thing here, which is our quota, which is kind of the, how do you say? Quota is kind of the goal, like your next objective to hit. So the question is there a way we can easily show height? Because right now these aren't closable, these windows, so they actually need to get the close buttons. Need some positioning and UI works. Okay, so he doesn't need filters. Okay. But what I do want to add is a controls section. I'm gonna change this color for a second. 100 by 30. Okay. And then in here, let's add 2 buttons. We have a plus button. And then also like a minus. Or like a zoom. Zoom in, zoom out. Zoom in. This is zoom out. And we turn this into a vertical layout group, horizontal layout group. Okay. Control child size. And if this is a 2:1 ratio, okay, let's increase the width by, make this 70, and then a spacing of 10. This is still kind of big though. I think having 2 dedicated buttons is too much. I think these icons all come from Itch.io. It's like 3 different Itch.io asset packs. Is it Kenny? I think it might be Kenny. I can see Kenny game icons. Yep, it's indeed Kenny. And then also we have the Kenny input prompts. We don't use Unity version control. We have our own GitLab server, and then we just do it like that. So what we could actually do is we could move the controls into the header. Here. The problem is that the buttons would basically become so small because they can be only like 20 pixels tall, so this should become 50 pixels. And at that point, there's too much noise from these full-on buttons. Does hosting a GitLab server cost money? Technically it does. But yeah. So we're getting sidetracked. Cisco UCS C240M5. So because I used to work at Cisco, I had some e-waste. So I have this with 384 gigs of RAM. I know I'm sitting on like a $10,000 server. We host our GitLab server ourselves. Because I just like home labbing as well. So that's why we have a whole bunch of stuff that we run. I think having the full icons is too much. However, we can fix this by just doing regular buttons. Button. Make this 25. Disable the image. This A plus. So this, okay, this looks better. Then we do another button. That's a minus. This is not a minus. This is a minus. Okay, so this is more clean and larger. And then what we should add also is TextMesh Pro element. Just a slash. It is at 24 as well, I guess. Gotta support the US streams. I woke up from a nap from this. Working hard, Dakota, I see. Have you ended up canceling your game, or you still got a Plato shipping that one? But then this one should become like... Oh, this takes 25. Why does this take up more? Let's just remove the control child size. Middle center is 25. 25 again. Oh, I have this stupid padding amount as well. Get rid of that now. So now we could technically do this. Why is my plus and minus so much smaller compared to my slash? First large project. Oh, struggling with the save system. Just don't release. Don't add save support. Problem solved. Okay. Anyways, we have two buttons. I think I have a button feel. Button. Click SFX. Yeah, button click SFX. Button over SFX, and then button. Oh. Okay, what's that? Selectable game feel. Okay, that's why. Okay, so this is the hover and press. Okay. So the minus. What are you making your game? We always use Unity. I know, it's not a hip thing to say. Okay, it's very hard to see. Maybe I can make it full screen. There's a little bit of like hover on top of it. I think the slash can just go. I think the slash doesn't add enough value. Yeah, I think this is fine as well. Then click SFX, hover SFX. The hover scale can be a bit more exaggerated in this case. We rename this to minimap button. Add it in here. Technically, it doesn't belong in the generic folder, but it should be fine. Then we call this in button. Is there a logic? Should I do plus and then minus, or should I do minus and then plus? I think it should be minus and then plus. This should actually be the zoom out. Zoom in button. Hey Patty, it's two games. This one is about an incremental game where you run a fishing fleet with the goal of destroying the earth, but increasing shareholder value. I think the minimap can also just be bigger. Frame. Let's make this 300 by 300. Minus 150. 50, okay. The other game is Stardew Valley as a desktop idler. Stardew Valley co-op. Cheerful subject material? Yep. Always. So the logical thing would be to keep the coordinates inside of the minimap, I guess. The main menu is shader? Yeah, it is. So we want to maybe be able to hide trackers, because we can give them close buttons. They all have pop-up, pop-up. This should also be pop-up. Content is framed here. Didn't make another incremental. It's a different style. It's the problem with this game. It's going a little bit in an identity crisis where it feels more and more like a management game as we work more on it. So that's kind of the good news, bad news thing. All of these, no, the only assets that we have, I have made nothing myself. The environment stuff you see here, this is an asset pack, and then the ships are custom commissioned. I actually overnight got some more commissioned ships. I just haven't put them in the game yet. I haven't looked at that yet. But that should normally help as well. I think probably we want to move the controls out of the header. To just a regular corner here. This way we can make them actually a bit bigger as well. Which should be better, 30 by 30. Maybe finally something I'm getting into. I'm interested getting from you guys. What do you mean you didn't like MO98? How dare you? Let me just take a look. Window buttons here. This one. It's the circle button prefab. Button, circle button, and this goes into the header. Circle button border. We don't use this, but it's kind of surprising that I do not have. Nah, it does make sense. Do it. Oh, is it literally just okay? It is just a text X. Font size 30. The button itself is 20 by 20. Why does it look so much weirder here? It's a different font. right? No. I'm gonna just yoink this one. I don't know what's different. Looks the same to me. This should be part of the header. MO99 is going to kill it on Steam. Is chat broken? I think there's a bug where YouTube chat kind of doesn't. Yeah, the YouTube chat doesn't update. Now it all just flies in again. If I don't look at it enough. This gets assigned here. Okay. Apply this for now. And take another look. There's 2 people making MO98 clones. You're making the top-down game with full-screen reloads. I'm not sure what you mean. Full-screen reloads. There's 2 games. Let me find the other one as well. Here. This is the other one, Market Chain 98, which is pretty similar to MMO98, like also in the way that like their layout is basically the exact same. We have the world map here, we have our stats on the side here, we have money, players, hype, and then a little bit difference. They have the IRC thing, and then they also just call it operations. They even have like the tab system of like all review systems. So this is a lifted 1-for-1. Basically, from MO98 UI-wise. This is very close. The other one is this one, which is a different visual style, but the same premise. Basically, of like making MMO games. This is the same UI, but different like goal. This is like portfolio incremental. So yeah, these are the 2 games that I know of at least. I mean, there were a lot of fishing games as well. Not fishing games. Need to enable it. Minimap, frame, check. I know the way we do the minimap is also very unique. It's not a camera. I think it's just pulling ECS data and then turning it into a bitmap image or something like that, basically, the way that it worked. And then from there, so you can see like, it's kind of, this dot is the boat. It's just pulling here this position data that you can see here, which is for the ECS system. Chat, I'm making a platform in 20... Hey, look, man, very real person. Any game is better than no game at this point for you. Do you switch to something easier for the small win or stay on it until it's complete? I think we have different definitions for working on something longer than you thought. For us, it's 2 months. For you, it might be 2 years, and that's a very different story then. As for the UI, I just have like ideas, but I don't really make any sketches because it's faster for me to just work directly in Unity because I know how Unity, like how I can make UI elements quickly. So I just play around in Unity instead of sketching it out first. Because then I use like enough prefabs, I can easily make tweaks and things like that if needed. without like having to work and learn Figma first. Can you reuse the Steam app credit for a different page, Adrian? Yeah. So shouldn't you go to sleep? That's what we've done with, for example, MO98 was the app credit for Hard Carry or something like that, or another game that we never submitted to Steam. It was another game, and then you can just still rename it and everything. Is it hot in Japan? I have an AC. It's like 30 degrees. Thought you were still live. That would be a little bit too long. No, I actually slept since last live stream. Okay. So we have the minimap. I'm not sure if I like the close button. I think for certain things like the quota, I don't want to make this something you can disable. Ship info, yes. Ship info should get a close button. I do agree with that. Shouldn't be hard. Here we go. Ship info now has a close button. Ship tracker. Ah. My header is too small. It's 24 pixels. It is 24 pixels. These look different. Do I have scaling somewhere? I do have scaling. I'm not sure where. 1, 1, 1. 1, 1. Don't have scaling anywhere. I'm not sure why they're scaling. Smaller scale. Yeah, I increased it now. How is it in window buttons? Okay, so here it is also big. Okay, so now at least it should be consistent. So here in the ship tracker, one of the odds and ends I had is, wait, with this button to track the selected ship. I think this one we can do easy. Let's add an icon button as a child. Here, somewhere, we can change it still. Zoom. It feels a bit too big. 30 by 30. If you click this, it automatically goes to the ship. Track ship button. Perfect. Like, yeah. Hi, Pardalen Enterprises. 25 degrees feels hot and balls. Oh, in the UK. I mean, in Belgium is the same. Like, William is also like effectively handicapped. I'm so goddamn happy, honestly, that it's finally hot. Because I went to Belgium for like 2 weeks a week ago. And for those entire 2 weeks, it was 12 degrees and rainy. It was absolutely miserable. Can you enter 2 games? You can. You can enter as many as you want. There's no limit on it. And then the day after I leave, there's a heat wave. And I'm like, where has this been? And then I land in Japan and it's just 32 degrees and I love it. I thrive on hot weather is what I've learned. Or I like it at least. Okay, so but this is done. Are we still doing a harbor specific camera view? If so, maybe a quick button to go for it. We'll get into a second. Upgrade pop for harbor. Need some positioning plus UI work. I'm gonna mark this as complete for now. Loving Japan summer is crazy. Yeah, I love it. I like being hot. The most like I told my wife as well, like, look, if you lived in Hokkaido, which is like the very north part, there would be no like I'd still love you, but there's no way I could ever live with you. What in the world is 32C? Oh yeah, this is the American stream. So I need to use non-metric. It's 90 degrees, and it's gonna go up to, in the summer, peak summer, it's 104. So right now it's actually kind of rainy. Here, F. So this is the current forecast. So June is kind of rainy season, so that's why it's a little bit colder now. But it's still, I love this. Hey, Rob Gardner. It's been a long time since we talked. How's it been going? And what is this? I'm 6 foot on the dot, basically. So I am very much height mogging here in Japan as well. Do you use Fahrenheit? I don't. This is the American time zone stream, so that's why. Yeah, it's humid as fuck here, but I love it as well. I don't mind it being humid. What do you want to do next? Upgrade pop-up. Or harbor, buttons for showing trackers. The only tracker we would need to add is the minimap button. Which... What kind of game is the new one? It's an incremental management game. It's the one we're working on right now. Where can we put a single button that would show or hide the minimap? Like, part of me is thinking over here. But this feels too disconnected. One idea could be that we can collapse the minimap so that it becomes from like this. Here. If you collapse it, it just becomes like a little, like it's only this. I think actually that could be a good one. So you always get the coordinates thing. So what we would need for that is one extra button. This would be the minimize button. Well, this is okay, perfect. It's like some kind of orange, right? Or like green. A little bit darker green, lighter green. Let's do orange. So something like this. Did you say I had to fix some code errors or write some code? Yeah. Mainly, I use it for like dumb stuff that I don't want to bother with. So for example, our button feel is just like, I want the button to wiggle, or oh, I have one other example. Let me tell you what I use AI for. I can show you. It's very nice if because I'm not a programmer, and I have this rule with William, with myself. You see this wishlist on Steam button? It wiggles every so often. I just made that with AI because it's like I don't want to bother with figuring out how to do it otherwise. The programming is not my strong suit. I have William for that. So that's kind of what I use it for. Or like button feel. Also, for example, I have it so that if you hover over a button, like you see these brackets, the brackets like go to the side a bit, things like that. Actual game logic, we don't really use AI for that. Is your Thomas making the Bite Me fishing game? No, it's my William who's making the Bite Me fishing game. So I guess for the mini-map, should we just swap? So the regular pose is 300 by 300. Let's see. And then if we collapse, we go to this basically. The minimize button becomes the make big button. Then how does this look? I think it can work. Maximize is technically the incorrect term here. Fuck it. Now for this, we're gonna need an icon. Question is, do we have an icon? I can make my own icon. Let's do that. So this gets my dark color. Does this have compression? That's why it looks like this. Not really. Dakota, the Burning Beaver, is about the most American. Like, he is, if I think about an American, he's basically an image of him shows up in my mind at this point. So, both of these should come like, oh. 15. He's from Texas. Hell yeah, brother. Oh, this is one of my favorite Unity bugs in like 6.0. Where if you rotate something, it just goes completely whack. Excuse me. So let's just do minus 45 manually. And then this one goes 135. Is this like a minimize, maximize? Kind of weird. It's not the right icon. I could use the zoom in icon here, but I think... Oh, I could maybe use like up left. The rotation to like indicate that it can expand. I think I'm actually just going to use this for expand. Nope. And then this for shrink. the UI displays all, it's not. Not sure what you mean with it ruins it for you. It's intentional. It's supposed to look like an operating system. Looks off being modern. Mm-hmm. Technically went over CRT shader over the whole thing. But I strongly dislike, and it's also just an unmarketable visual style, in my opinion, to be honest, of how... Oh, I don't like the hacker aesthetic of like cyber-y and all of that shit. And I think it's also too visually weak. If you keep in mind things like, oh, I need to market this at some point. This is the same color? Oh, this is... Oh. Okay, I know. This should become an actual frame asset. 0.5. And then this can become semi-transparent. I kind of like it. Yeah. It's box outline. I'm not sure what you mean with box outline. But basically the idea would be, if I'm in minimized mode, it looks like this. Small. And it only shows the coordinates. And then if I'm in maximized mode, it shows the whole thing. Doesn't fit the game so far. Yeah, maybe. I think William can figure out how to implement this further. I mean, so the plan originally was to have this look a little bit different. I wanted it to be more like the Red Star OS. Not like this. Yeah, this is just a Mac OS clone. Never mind. But like, I wanted to kind of have the feeling of you downloaded some illegal or like some shady Linux ISO from the Chinese dark web. But I realized I'm not a good enough artist for this. So this is kind of the best thing we came up with afterwards. Because like Windows 98 wouldn't fit here. I didn't want to do Windows 98 again. I want to do Windows 98 again for another game, but not for like the next game right after we did MO98. It's kind of what it comes down to. Okay. Let's apply all. What do you think? What kind of game would Megabyte Me Games game be like? I'm not sure. If I knew, we would make it. The question is, can we make it? I think to a certain degree, we're always going to be limited in terms of the art style we can do. Button for showing / hiding trackers. So minimap. There we go. Add layout plus prefab for entries. I'm not sure I want to do that. Let's do the upgrade pop-up for Harbor next. And then since this is now a permanent addition, do like this. So Ernie, good morning, Seamus. Ciao Shanghao. How's it going? Have you thought about making a friend swap? Like, of course we have. It's just right now not what we really want to do. Ni hao. Okay. Next up, we upgrades pop up. So this one, you already partially saw it under content. Don't want to read. Ships. This will be how you upgrade your ships. So you can change between them. And then there's like some arrows pointing to like different sections, and then you can choose. We're not doing a skill tree. There's a lot. That's the thing that I said as well. Like, Unicycle Pizza Time was kind of ahead of the Friend Slop curve. I mean, that's literally why we made it. Because I was talking to some industry people. It was right after Murky Divers came out. And I was like, okay, we need to jump onto this. And now it's like everything is some Tung Tung Sahur bullshit Friend Slop. With like a way higher art style. And I think that doesn't really fit. So, we need to upgrade the harbor. I'm going to... Do I have a scroll rect prefab? I do. I'm so fucking smart. This looks kind of weird though. Okay. When is UPT2 coming out? not anytime soon. Yeah, that kind of plan kind of took a backseat because we didn't get into Bit Summit and we didn't get a daily deal for Unicycle Pizza Time, so we kind of aren't working on the extra map right now. Viewport, content, okay, UI, image. Why are we partially off? Vertical layout group, or is it, yeah, vertical. Child force expand in the width. Spacing of 4. Big Clock Games. Which of the two games? So, both of the games are my ideas. So that's step number 1. You keep in mind. I think I like both games. Net profits is safer, but has a higher like minimum basically that we could earn from this game, but also a lower cap in terms of total revenue. Desktop Island could be $100 game, as in we're gonna sell basically just $100 worth of copies, but it could also be $1 million game. So that's kind of more the way that I view it. At the end of it, both games deserve. I don't think Net Profits actually has a lower expected net profit. It's just safer to a certain degree. There's something with my scroll bar. Maybe because it's put at the middle. I'm not sure. I also don't know how much we actually will need the scroll. Maybe we actually would be able to ship this without scroll. So I had this idea. In terms of how to style this. So this would be a harbor building upgrades entry. I think we can drop the word building. Harbor upgrade entry. Okay. And we're going to start with a header. Of course, I like my headers. Head of 24. Put it at the top. is this so thin? This should be more visible. No, it looks okay in game actually. Did you see the F2F? The Holy Co-op horror game. I have no idea what. Oh, Fierce to Fathom. Have you thought of like a battleships minigame? It's something that looking back is kind of stupid. We added Mahjong instead of battleships. We could have actually added battleship as well. I never thought about it. Maybe we're gonna swap it. Maybe we're gonna add it. I'm not sure. Okay. UI. Smash Pro. Building name. Gold. Yes. 15. Yeah, I think. Oh. Can I do top something like this? I can. Do 4. Why are we so big? That's why. Okay. The building name. Maybe the UI may not make as much sense as I was thinking. We'll see. So this is going to be the building image. This goes here. 200 by 130, let's say. Yeah. So I'll just walk you through the idea that I originally had. Because this is what I mean with I can just do this in Unity pretty quickly. Upgrade choices. Because I'm like, I really don't want to use a skill tree for this game. Even though it's the obvious solution to a certain degree. So this was supposed to be then a vertical layout group. Width and height. Y image. Great choice. 2 of these. Spacing 4. I just iterate as I go. And then here would once again have a. Oh, this would be a frame. 0.5. Blue. Yeah, because looking at this, we can make it work. I think I just need to switch this to a horizontal layout group so that it's 2 by 2 side by side. difference between vertical slices and demos. Vertical slice is for pitching. A demo is for wish listing. Here once again, UI. Better. Before. Sure. Upgrade. Name. How long has this game been in development? 2.5, 3 weeks? Something like that, 3 weeks? Maybe a bit more. Nah, 3 weeks and a bit, I would say. But it's been very slow to get started, basically. I can see the... I'll update my GitHub first. If the initial commit was apparently 2 months ago, we did not do anything 2 months ago. Oh yeah, I came up with the idea 2 months ago, and then we didn't touch it basically for a long time. You can see like commits kind of picked up already a month ago, but then there's like periods where kind of nothing happens for a few days because then I work on the other game. But like, especially the last week or something, I would say we've gotten more serious of like, yeah, let's get this shit ready. More. So I think this can work. This needs to get a smaller header though. It is 20. It's 10. The text on 18. Yes. Smash Pro. Here's a longer. Make it take up all space for now. Here's a longer description of what buying this it would give you. Yeah, actually, I think this can work perfectly fine. Four, 24, 30. Sure. It's a biters. How do you create the... How did you create the ship icons? Huh. Dude, not here. I have this scene, which I call my photo booth scene. So I have a 4K monitor to the side. I put this game full screen on the 4K monitor. I take a screenshot, I put it in Photoshop, and I just green screen the icons. So we're actually going to do this right now because I needed to do this anyway to see the preview. It's one of my storage. Okay, fuel storage. Then we have to just play around with how we position this camera-wise. You know, there's this saying that I love. If it's stupid and it works, it ain't stupid. This better? This better? Guess both could work. I want it to be sideways. Maybe this is better, because the focus is more on the fuel. Okay. Now, I try to make sure that, like, I do everything in relationship to the skiff. I'm actually gonna move this one a little bit further, so it's a little bit smaller. A little bit more to the side. I pull up the skiff again. This is kind of big enough, or like same size. I take my screenshot. I'm gonna have to check actually. Size of the ship profiles. I think they may just be pretty big size actually. Yeah, these are full res. It's pretty easy to like limit the size later on. Like right now it's not super performant, but in Unity you can just be like, oh, this is the maximum exports. Oh no, because actually the ships can need to be pretty big for the upgrade screen. That's why they're so high res. Let's just make them 1440p. 560, 1440. Ta-da! Good morning, Stefan. Yep. These games don't make themselves. Okay. Kind of center it. Building profiles. We also, one thing that we kind of overused in MO98, which we're trying to do less now, is to not use the camera, like extra cameras with like render textures. We had like 7 of them or something in MO98. It was kind of too many. So now I'm choosing to go for just like, even with like some of the optimizations that we did. So now I try to just use static like images. Super RT 15. I guess you're UK felony. There might be an SEO problem since people would go Steam net profits. I think the term net, I don't think so. Steam net, maybe, or it's actually genius Steam SEO. I should tie this game together with like when they report their revenue. Hey, Elder Kinders. Oof, yeah, naming. I think it's gonna be fine. Brother, if your game is called Mining and Dwarfs, I don't know. Okay, let's go back to the game scene. Yeah, Sokka's can't talk at all. Glad we agree on that one. Maybe that's why my UI could. At the end of the day, there's games with like miserable names. We lucked into an SEO optimized name with M198, but that doesn't mean that like from now on all of our games have to be like giga SEO optimized. Content. Harbor. So much fucking harbor upgrade entry. Okay, building image. Poof. Preserve aspect. So this was kind of the idea. So the idea would be that you have like a bunch of these in a row. And then every single one so how I imagine progression is kind of like linear, but two in the same row. As in like this. Why is this so big? What size? Medium. They will always be side by side. Why do I not have the grid snapping? The setting. Oh no. This is rotate. Where you can choose between, do you want to upgrade A, B, or C? Or 1, 2, and 3. And these will always be next to each other. So you kind of have a limited choice, but not like full. Why is this also so big? Am I just like too zoomed in? Okay. So this was kind of the idea that I was thinking to do. So you get, oh, I'm stupid. This. And then maybe there would be like one first, like upgrade 0. And then once you have unlocked upgrade 0, that's when you could choose and you get like A or B. And then it's always going to stay like this. Because at the end of the day, the amount of like unique upgrades, that's kind of the thing with a skill tree also. We had that with M198. I don't think like a building is going to have that many unique things that need to go into like different directions. They can be more sequential. Then instead of like, you know, because that was the thing people also didn't like, of like, oh, you have this big skill tree, but kind of you don't really have a much of choice. So that was the thought there, and why I would have the 2 upgrades. And then I think because of how I do my layout group, I can also just immediately delete one. Or I think the opposite is true. I could even add a 3rd one. And it should still, yeah, it still looks pretty okay. It's a little bit more dense. But we can kind of like give players a little bit more choice, was not making it 100% linear. That was kind of the thought behind it. The one thing I still do need to add to the upgrade choice here is my footer. Rate cost is going to be a height of 30 in 20. Sure. Hi, Seamus. We are using Noroshi code. This one. So that's another good thing. This font immediately supports CJK as well. So we don't need to actually swap fonts, basically. And they're open font license fonts, so also we're good there as well. Did you guys get into the Game Pavilion JP event on Steam? I didn't submit. Because it's... So this was... drama time. The problem with howtomarketgame.com is everybody and their kids looks at this. Where you have a lot of people who have zero clue of like what the fuck everything is, and they just apply to everything because I need to market everything. And the Game Pavilion JP, how I understood it, and I think what the intention was as well, it is for Japanese developers. And then suddenly you have like 50 Americans submitting their shitty 2D platformer. I mean, for a Japanese one. That's kind of like the thing of like, knowing you're welcome and knowing you're not. I'm not gonna submit to game devs of color. But I think there's a lot of people who are just like, I'm gonna join any single event, even if I do not fit the event, just because I'm like extra visibility. I didn't submit, but they included all my games. How did they include your games if you didn't submit? I think that's the more curious one. Because like Game Pavilion JP, they have like a physical booth at Gamescom and things like that. I'm technically off color, but I didn't submit there too. Yeah, I mean, you still can if you want. But it's like, I don't see myself... Like the spamming festivals, it's kind of like at some point, like people will stop doing festivals, or the barrier of like, it's the any benefit, but not keeping in mind the bigger impact it might have on the game ecosystem. It's like the spamming bundles meta. Like, yeah, it works right now, but have you thought about like what the impact of this could be a year or 2 years down the line? You just see the thing in the dashboard calendar. Yeah, hey. I guess they love you, Seamus. Indeed, our players stop caring about festivals, or Steam will stop caring about festivals. Like how everybody was suddenly like spamming RoboStreamer to do the automated live streams because it gave you more visibility during Steam Next Fest. And it's like once the metric becomes the goal, it stops being a useful metric. And it's kind of that same thing here as well. Actually, I think I have a cost entry. Already have a prefab. I'm so fucking genius. Horizontal layout group. Why are we like this? Do not do this. Hello. There's too little width. Is too small? Yes, this is too small. We would need to make this one bigger. Let's make this 30. We have the space for it. These icons are placeholder. I can tell you that though. I don't like the icons, but it's just something we had lying around. Let's make this 16. If we pick multiple. Do we add a divider? I think I actually have just a simple divider prefab as well. This is the wrong. Let's give it a width of 2 and a height of 30. I think did I implement this? I implemented this. Then we can turn this into like 10. So this is what we have right now for upgrades. These are resource costs. The X.999BT, whatever. Are you considering going for quadrillion type numbers? I'm considering that, but don't want to go into the E numbers. By the way, I'm super curious. I consider color devs. I think it's basically anyone who is not anyone who is not B, anyone who is not European or like American. I mean, even American kind of, but like, yeah. It's pretty flexible. Thank you also for the follow, Yo Davido. I didn't see it earlier. Okay, so let's read choices. Why did the second one fail? Better text upgrade costs. Hello, Unity. Every time I paste it. Okay, we're just gonna turn this into a prefab and then it should be good. Are y'all active on y'all's Discord? You clearly haven't checked our Discord because that's the only place that I'm eternally active. I think we have... Oh, yeah, I was gonna talk about that. How have we implemented the numbers? William did something with this. It was one of those like small things he did right at the start. Formatting? Yes. So we have 5 different kinds of formatting automatically. Can I see here what it does? No. Okay. So we have scientific, okay. Plain, okay. And then what do we also have? So I'll write it down. We have a bunch of options. So basically, we can easily switch on the fly. So we can do like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? Let's do just like, let's say we have a big number like 67 trillion. We also can do 67T. We can do 67. Where's my times 10? Times 10. Oh yeah, it's not. It's just like E, right? So this would be 9. No. Times 10 to 9, I think. And then what we also did is we can do 6, 7. This would be D. Okay, just E9 apparently. That's a billion. Oh, it should be 6.7 to the power of 10, right? Yeah. So we can do that. And then he also made it so that it just like abstracts to A, B, C, D. So every 3 numbers, because this is something that like games that do really big numbers can do, of like, if you have, for example, pentillion, quintillion, sextillion, heptillion, like, do you go from an order of like, okay, so trillion, quadrillion, pentillion, hexillion, septillion, octillion, I guess, and then nonillion, decillion, I guess that will work. This kind of loses the plot of like, this is just too much. So what games do as well is they just go A, B, C, D in increments of like 1,000. So instead of, I don't know, 6,000, it would just say 6A. And then 6 million would be 6B. And then 6 trillion would be 6C. 6 quadrillion would be D. To simplify the abstraction, so you don't always need to think, okay, so is S taller than, like, bigger than H? I'm not really sure about that. I don't think, honestly, that we would have reached this high of a number. Don't get confused with hexadecimal. I think it should be fine. Both of these are extremely, like, kind of niche ones. I'm not sure what the rolling grinder system is. It might be this one. But we have like a bunch of formats, basically. The goal is always to have 3 digits of precision. I think, wait, did I have? No, 1 digit of precision and then 3 digits up front and then round it out was kind of the idea. The only thing that we're going to change, also life hack, if you want bigger numbers, we're using Chinese yuan instead of US dollars for this game. So immediately every number goes times 7.5 or something like that. I think times 7. Actually, I think times 8 compared to USD. Working euro. Oh no, 6.8. Yeah, so times 7. Yeah. Is this good? Damn, what's happening? Is the euro crashing? Or is it Chinese? No. The Chinese yen is just getting stronger. It's time to learn Chinese, boy. Okay. Prefabs. UI. Pop-ups. Components. Upgrades. Harbor upgrade. So upgrade choice becomes an entry, and then harbor upgrade entry becomes one. Okay, so if I copy the prefab, it works. Yes, another incremental game. So then we get a final UI that would look something like this. People have been saying to learn Chinese for like 20 years. Yeah, so now is the time to learn it. But yeah, we're not using any asset for the big number thing. It's just something William wrote himself one day. Yes. If we use an asset, he's gonna be like, oh, this thing doesn't support what I want anyway, so I'm gonna rewrite it. Okay. So what we actually need to do is I need to add a field, selectable game field on top of this. And then oh, this doesn't have a button actually. It says selectable now. Okay, so selectable is I guess writes from. I can add button and then add selectable game field. again, and it does work. Yeah, that should be it. Now this should also have selectable game fill. Perfect. Okay, see how this looks in game. Yeah. Oh, we need to... it's a scroll view, but the scroll view, because I can't scroll right now. Arbor upgrade entry. Go. Yeah, so if we add some more, we can start scrolling. Might be a bit too much though. Yeah. I can't wait to work on a non-pixel art game. I'm so tired of spacing limitation, integrated scaling constraints. I think pixel art UI, because that's what we have with the other game, Desktop Island. I think the UI is more of a pain to work with there. I think the benefit is also, like, I think the way I lay out the hierarchy is very clean and easy to understand with like lots of prefabs and things like that. The other Desktop Island, the first version of the UI is made by Thomas, and like the UI doesn't look nearly as good, or like the UI is a lot more pain to work with in the hierarchy. I think that's also a big one of just like knowing where everything is to make it more clear. But yeah, I think it looks pretty sweet. You have so much room for activities in these menus. Yep. Let's play a quick one. 13 options. I already can't see any of them. That's one thing that we're kind of struggling with, is like making the verticality clear of like which tiles are lying on top of each other. We have a 5. 4. The 4 is locked. 3, 3, 2, 5. Will it cheat? Okay, so I could do like this. Oh, I can do 3, 3 now. 8, 8. This one. These are locked. I can do this. Oh, are you serious? I can't do this one. I have a 4 I need to work away, but I can't do that. These work. 8, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8. Don't forget to disable gameplay camera scroll. Yeah, it's on the list. But yeah, this is like our visor where you can spend like 10 minutes on a game of Mahjong and not actually play the real game. These two. Okay, these two. 5, 5. This one is still locked. The ones I want are locked. Oh, these moons are open. This is what you guys came for, right? I really need to add some sound effects to the Mahjong game as well, I realize. Because this is extremely, like, dead. The 4 is locked. Do I have a cardinal direction? These are not the same. I'm gonna cheat. Oh, there's a sun there. I can only pair like ones that are not. Wait, what was it? Tile must be free if to be selected. Is only free if the top surface is uncovered and the left or right side is unblocked by another tile. The problem is like showing the depth. Like for example, here we have like an offset, but it's still kind of fake. Into like how you can see the depth. The benefit is we're not adding an achievement that you need to beat the game or like beat Mahjong to get the Steam completionist. We've learned our lesson in that regard. Oh, I can do these two. And then you can do these two because they're free. Because it's like, it doesn't make sense to have like Minesweeper on your Chinese operating system. Okay, so I have 2 1s now. Yes, I have 2 1s now. So now these 4s are free. And that's it. I thought I was going to get further. These are free. I wonder if this is persisted as well. Anyways. Let's get back to development. Let's take a look at the odds and ends list again. Have a rate pop-up for Harbor. I think this is solid for now. I guess we kind of should have it so that these things are automatic. I think that's something William can add automatically code-wise. Are we still going to do a harbor-specific camera view? That's a good question, William. I was thinking we would. So the thought there is that there would be a second camera. Recalling everything except UI. Okay. So the thought would be that there's like a button, and if you press it, you automatically get like a camera overview thing of the entire harbor. Just put 0, 0 now. The kind of one of the big things that we're missing right now. So this is also what I mean with like every day we stray further and further away from this game being an incremental game and instead being a management game. Where also you would have your harbor, and the idea would be you can see like these plots, like empty plots. And then you can click on them and be like, I want to build an extra fuel storage here. Like now they're like pre-built, but there's kind of like a construction area where you can expand the harbor into. And then this view would kind of be the way to easily zoom in instead of like having to scroll all the way from if you're out at sea. Just immediately toggle back and forth between going to the harbor view, which is focused purely on like expanding the harbor and seeing things drive around in there, versus the actual game view that is like freeform. This would be locked camera as like temporary override, and then this would be like a regular one. The sea is spawned by ECS, by the way, which is why you can't see the sea right now. It kind of fucks with me sometimes that you can't see like, oh, where's the sea gonna be? But that's why. In game, it would look something like this. That's what he mentioned of like, there should be like a button or something. Because like now I can just like navigate around if I want. And then if I push the magic button, I immediately get locked into this view. Can you sit on the boat and do meta stuff? No. You can't sit on the boat. That's rest in peace, internet. We're back. Okay. The boats are not really designed to be high poly enough that you can actually look at them up close. Okay, well, we have a harbor camera. The question then would be, how do we quickly see the harbor from the UI? We need a button that will allow us to quickly toggle between satellite view and harbor view. One option would be to simply add one button here. 30 plus 65. We have upgrades. We have procurement, which is kind of like your Taobao to buy upgrades. And then do I have something just called harbor? Yeah, we have harbor. And if you click this, it would immediately go to the camera. The one question I have here is, does this button deserve the same amount of space? Do you find it difficult to create user interfaces? Difficult is the wrong word. I don't think I'm like great at it, but I think I can iterate quickly and like changing stuff. One thing, for example, we could do, it's not gonna look good. We need more space. Like this button, if you clicked it, would swap between harbor and satellite view, basically. Would be the big one. I don't think the button belongs here really, but for now I'm going to keep it here, just so William has something to further implement. Okay, so are we still doing a harbor specific camera view? Yes. Here you go. In operation panel, rename stat to logs, so that should be done already. Right. I think he calls it, yeah, right, ops. Yeah. Hey, what's up, clouds? Okay, so that's good. Add layout slash prefab for log entries. So this is one that I'm not 100% sure of yet. Where at... Or wait. Ooh. Oh no, in operations rename stats to logs. And then abilities also got renamed. Oh, okay, did he do this? Jasper, don't be weird like this. That shouldn't be your dream. Oh, Sockhouse, our supporter pack took like 1 hour to make. So yeah. Did I miss anything else? Oh. Keep it up for a few days, I will whip out Excalibur. Okay. So, stat 2 locks. Net profits. Okay, so this should become lock. Ship ops lock. Localization editor, general. This should switch. No. Oh yeah, this doesn't update. No. Sockhouse was talking to the Discord. Why did you not update? Okay, maybe it needed to let go here. Yes, now it works. So stat now be lock. It just needs to update. Oh, these things weren't localized. That's why. Here. Is this one localized? No, that's why. Ship ops lock. Perfect. Add layout / prefab for entries. So I'm not sure yet what we actually want to do lock-wise. One thing William did want to add is some sort of like IRC. Apply these as well. Which would belong. Tab content, stats tab. Here. So I'm thinking, based on how big this is, we have space for more stuff. We have like one section for like graph. We could do like 2 graph and then a lock. This would be graph 1, this would be graph 2. We'll see how we're gonna do graphs actually. And then this would take up the remaining space. Do 290, yep. And this would be the lock. Okay. So let's gonna start by adding frame. 0.5. Give it an outline. UI image header. It's kinda, I can do this all day. Can I give this 20? It might be too big. Okay. And then in here, they would appear. Let's just do the graph section as well. Do it quickly here. So we don't have the glaring white. Something like this. So what we would then need is here UI content top 24. Vertical layout group. Start from the lower center. Expand the width. UI image. Hashtag log. Complete. Something like that. And the idea would be just have a bunch of these. And then ideally even make it like this. These shouldn't overlap. Do it to 2. This needs a content size fitter. Because let's make this just twice as long. And here we can do a vertical layout group. No, horizontal. Doesn't really matter. Preferred size vertical fit. We force it to always be width. Give this a content size fitter as well. Perfect. It's much more quiet here compared to last night's stream. Yeah, that's normal. These streams, that's kind of why I usually stream at the other time. Most of the Bite Me audience is still Europe-based. And then also, it's a less interesting topic. The earlier I stream in the morning, if I stream at like 5 in the morning Japan time, it still gets quite a good views. I know that these streams do not get a lot of views, but it's kind of just like, hey, I'm streaming because I need to work as well, and this way I'm not going to get as distracted, basically. That's kind of just the main reason we do them. But like actual like audience, like also chat is a lot quieter because this is not like as interactive, me and you talking, basically. So that's why it feels a bit calmer. So that's... This can move, because William got mad at me that there was stuff in the main scene, in like the hierarchy. Okay, perfect. So it should be better now. Okay, let's up for him. Prefabs. It's just taking a moment to stream to work for us while working. Yeah, I think it's peak second monitor content, definitely. Okay. I think I want to change the color actually. Make this like dark. It always resets. Of these. Of these. Of these. Do we have enough alternating? Yes. So you can still see it. Oh, I forgot. Change my text color. I'm also doing UI work now. We're not gonna look at Steam pages right now, Dominion Special Ops. Because it's the wrong stream for that. We do other streams where we go and we look at like store pages and all of that. I'm just gonna call this graph. Four. Do we want to? I don't think we want to make this a scroll view. If we want to, we can still change this easily. We have to, because it kind of is going to overflow otherwise. But I think William did some stuff where it gets like recycled once it's too much. These two are different sizes. Solve that. Okay. How do we do this? Kind of need some tiling texture to show lines. uplot. Okay. I think I can make something with this. This looks like a 2:1 aspect ratio. 32:16. This may already be too big. If I want to tile, I think I can just literally do this. Sharp score PG. Draw it on desktop. Okay, let's just see how this works. I'm really bad at like doing pixel art in the game, but we did something similar for MO98's graph. So it's a single 32 point none. We are using Unity for all of our games. We've been using it for like 4 years now. So it's what we are most familiar with as well. Content. Built, tiled. Yes. Okay. Two, 4. This is, what is this? Is this too dense? No, it needs to be less dense. Guess we would look for something like this. Because then it looks like this in game. Or is this already kind of... This is like... This is okay. It feels a bit too noisy, maybe. Yeah, I'm looking at like this graph, right? I don't know if there's like an easy line thing. Just wanna... This is gotta be scuffed. How would it look if this was a graph? A line with a graph. Boing. This is beautifully cursed. Thank you, Unity. I have no idea actually how Unity line renderers work. But that sounds like something William can figure out. There is a graph. He can take care of the rest, right? I'm actually thinking for both the log and the header here. I'm going to put these at 18. We'll figure out what exactly we will use these graphs for. I think I may want to make this more. Let's do 48 by 24. desktop. Would this look better? No. Not currently. This looks better. Fine. It's not a fixed number. Needs to be a nice multiplier. Then it still doesn't really look good. I think if I make it 1 pixel taller. Right size. This is not ideal. Okay. What the fuck happened here? Oh. I changed it by 1 pixel. Didn't update it before. This looks beautiful. I think this is the best we're gonna get for now. Which is an important limit to know. We have support for logs, and we have kind of support for graphs. And that concludes my list of tasks William has given me. We can apply these here. And I am going to go to the washroom. I have something here. Be right back. Guys, don't leave me. I'll be right back. I just noticed Steam asks for Nextfest builds by the 3rd. That's only if you want to join the press preview, if I remember correctly. You can actually ignore it. Your game just won't show up on the press preview page of Steam Next Fest. Similar to, I think, how we don't show up on the developer preview of Steam Next Fest, which is also a thing. Let me see if I can find this. Next Fest developer. There's a way to see it. This is the one that matters the most. Launch your demo required by June 15th. If you do not have, and this is the day Nextfest starts. If you don't have the demo by then, you automatically get unregistered, basically. Yeah, I don't see it. The 3rd is just for the press preview. We worried about the press preview so much for Forge Industry because we didn't know it didn't matter. it didn't matter. So I think I have one more thing I want to do for net profits. Just to get the groundwork started on as like small stuff. But it's something that we had in MO98 as well, and I think it's a pretty neat thing. So I'm gonna implement that, and then we're gonna switch to Desktop Island, because I've finished my odds and ends otherwise. Let me clean this up as well. I don't need all of these things. Odds and ends. Do I have specific odds and ends for William? I don't think I really ran into anything I can't fix myself. I think the main thing that I would like him to do is implement the other boats. I got a whole bunch of FBXs. Texture palette. Actually, I'm going to implement the other models first. Ships. So, start with a skiff. Bless his soul. Our artist, he mainly works with Unreal. I think he always runs into some issues with the import. Let's go back to game scene. Oh no, actually it's fine. This was the one that actually doesn't have it. Okay. Oh, these are different models, but multiple colors. I just move this. That would be too convenient. Save image. Nice. And then let's see just for this one. Okay. Save our material. Put it at the point. So what was the most challenging aspect of Unity to learn? Just building game. I think building games in general, I'm also not the right person to ask this because I never had to program as much. I do everything in Unity that is not the programming part. Oh, this one is a little tower. And then this one doesn't. It feels more like cargo ships though. That's kind of the one problem maybe I have. Prefabs, ships. But this is GIF. Thinking how we imported these models. Oops. But this one was a scale factor of 50. Can we like make this? Yes. Create new FBX importer preset. Ship importer. And these two. Ship importer. Fly. This to one. This to one. And then these should be. Yeah, they're very slightly size difference. Nice. We have 3 variants basically that we can use. What was my biggest challenge? I think my biggest challenge was just learning how you do like giving stuff to each other in Unity. Of like, oh, I have this logic. How do I make sure my UI can interact with it? Like always doing like the assignments and stuff like that. And I don't know if we have the best solution for it, but I think that's kind of the thing that I ran into the most. For example, you have like your manager. We kind of have different approaches now. Like in my virtual friend, I wrote that version myself at first. Okay. So then the question, this is something that I need to let William do, I think. Because the question is, do we create separate prefabs or do we give them different models, one singular prefab? And then you can kind of just enable, disable one. I think also maybe for ECS, there's some better approach. Okay, but we can kind of be like any ship. You can use any of the 3 materials. And then go from there. I think what I can do to help William is actually import all of the models. And then he can figure out how to make a prefab from it. But that way, I think I would help him as well. Ships. Trawler. both of these, then ship importer. Yep. Looks pretty good. Ah, this is like 2 fishing lines as well. Can I ask how much this asset costed? The guy didn't want money. I think I ended up talking him into 125 bucks for everything. But he was also just like, it's the first time he did commission, so he also was like, I don't know how much did you charge? And he was like, is 100 bucks enough? And I'm like, brother, that's way too little. Let me give you 125 at least. But yeah, I think we definitely still underpaid. So maybe it's time we, you know, I don't like the concept of revenue sharing, but we need to find a way to make it make more sense for him as well. What a nice guy. Yeah, because he kind of also has it's ink. Doesn't work. This is an internet shortcut. I just paste it in here. Oh, it's a WebP now. I hate my life. Just give him a bonus if games console. Yeah, something like that. Definitely. We need to figure out. Okay. Back to the trawler. I was interested in the 3D stuff, and I never know how much is it. Yeah, I think this is not a good thing. I didn't know how much it was gonna cost, but I knew it was gonna, like, I don't know. It should have costed more. I guess is the only thing that I did know. These two, once again, ship importer, save. Why does it always put the skill to 1 now? Crispy. Yeah, as you can see, these models are not for like walking around on. They are more just for... I wonder, do they? Oh well. Tanker A. Tanker B. Tanker C. And then once again, we can play around with it. Yeah, the issue is that if I want the money, it's really worth it. It's a lot and people get scared. Oh yeah, if you want them to like actually pay what it deserves, right? Yeah. That's the problem. So yeah, you just figure out the assets. You make asset packs and you sell those. But then you have the risk of making an asset pack that nobody wants. So... there's no nice solution. I don't know. What's up, owner? You sound like you should be asleep right now based on your name and where I would expect you to be from. Okay, and this then also has like other fishes. I think this should help a lot in making the game look less. Quick drop to say hi to everyone. Hey. Exactly what happened to me. You mean like you made assets and then nobody wanted the assets? Or... I need to open the main subscene. That's why I couldn't click these things. Take a guess and I will go. I mean, if your name is Onur, I feel like that's Turkey. But hey, maybe that's appropriation. Who knows? Let's lower this again. Do it in the prefab directly. Ideas like goes up, then it goes down, and then the boat goes out. Turkish name, but wrong guess. We'll watch the stream tomorrow. Have fun, everyone. Have fun as well. Thanks for having dropped by. This way it should look less stupid. Okay, this can go. I need to do the scavenger. Is it scavengers or ravagers from Firefly? I'm not sure. I think it was Ravager. But yeah, this I cannot make art this good. Maybe if it gave me like 3 months. But PSX is one of those things that like was the reverse. Oh, it was the reverse. That's right. Not the Ravengers. I need to rewatch Firefly now. One of the biggest atrocities ever given upon mankind is the early cancellation of Firefly. I will never forgive them for their sins. Does this look like it's supposed to look like this? This looks fine. This looks fine. Oh, this looks okay. I just had a bad import. Let's become non-point I. It should be better. Yeah. Man of culture, of course. How do I call the NPC boats? Neutral? Civilian. I'm very curious what he's been cranking out. Okay, these are like smaller boats. Apply. William B. Oh, it's so cute. A little boat. Okay. But these are the like normal boats. Make them crisp. Okay, okay. I think we definitely want to get like some yachts as well at some point. We're getting places. But, okay. I got sidetracked, but sure, we did this. We have no more boats now. Let's go back to the main menu. So one thing that we did, life hack, pro tip, whatever you want to call this, in MO98 that I want to implement in. I made it in time. Hey Dylan, another hard day of work is over for you. Time to chill. Is it late for you? I think it's late for you. No. Let me check. Ah, it's almost 9 p.m. Yeah, it's almost bedtime for you. Yeah. So, let me just turn this into windowed for a second. That names you too. Am I missing something? So if you press 1, in MO98, if you press F1, we actually have a little help button that you can like very quickly see like where's you find your version number, and then like you can see like your save files immediately. And I just want to implement something quick and easy. Similarly, for net profits. And then another thing we have, maybe we'll get to that as well, is like exception, like handling exceptions to the player, giving it like a little nice UI, be like, hey, something went wrong. Head over to Discord. Here's the stack trace. Share it. Go from there. Yeah. So let's just see. I think I had a canvas for this already. Support pop-up. It closed. Header. Body, sure. If it's help. And then we'll write the other stuff in game. Cool. Okay, so we have here footer. Will not have the wishlist button. I think we can, in this case, actually just make it child force expand in the width. Do we have here a few saves, Steam discussions, and Discord? We'll make it 2 rows as well. Yeah. This becomes a vertical layout group. Give this a height of 70. I am not sure why my button looks so weird. This needs to be bigger, I guess. comes the... Have you tried UI Toolkit? Yeah, but I think for also the stuff we do, it's not worth it to learn new. I want to go fast. This might be a comically way too big button. Because it looks like this now. This is too goddamn big of a button. Maybe I can just make the footer like a lot less wide in general. Still kind of looks unique is the best way to describe it. Oh well. It's fine if it's the play button. Fit 3 on one line. The problem is that Steam discussions is too long, basically. If I make it 3 in 1, so it would be like this, kind of fuck shit up. So that's the... Unless I would make Steam discussions bigger than the other two, but it's not like more important. So it doesn't make sense UX-wise to make it bigger. So I would rather have top row be like, here's where you contact us, and then second row, view saves, is like, you can't miss it. Maybe it's like the idea. Maybe I want to put like a text animator on it that goes like wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Just to make it easier for them to share their save files with us. I'm not sure. At the end of the day, in an ideal world, they never have to see this. Made the big one the white button. Wish list. No wish list button. The wish list button is... Oh. Here. This is on the corner. This is a pop-up that only shows up if you press F1. This text, the welcome to the demo. You can ignore this. I'm gonna put this on none. Because this is going to be like here. Or only if you press F1 does it actually give you this. So here's, we have like Steam discussions in Discord, and then view saves is also a very big button. This is, if someone, for example, in either a Discord or on Steam discussions is like, hey, there's this big bug, what should I do? We can be like, press F1 and follow the steps there of like, find your save file and send it to us. We wanted to just make it easier and be like, hey, can you go to %appdata%/byteme/whatever? Just make it like one button click and they can immediately find like something goes wrong. That's why you put it on F1 as well, which is like kind of like the standard of support on most like yeah, like on Discord, for example, if you press F1, I think it's on Discord. Yeah, it opens like the Discord support page as well. So that is the main goal here. That's smart, I need to do it as well. Yeah, so we kind of capture some of the fail condition, or like not fail condition, but like if something goes wrong for our players, we still make sure that people can actually figure out what to do. So what was it that we have here? Are you running into trouble with, and then I'll just make net profits. I can kind of just copy the text from MMO98. Yeah, I had to tell people how to find the save time. So I'm just like, hey, here's how you do it. So are you running into trouble with net profits? I'm just gonna put this up on the side so I can see it easily. We're here for you. You can contact us. We're here for your questions. Sure, you can contact us through, and then I'll use BB codes, Steam questions, not BB codes, or Discord. Because I'm going to put all of this into... Why is it necessary to tell them about save files? Because it makes it easier for us if something's wrong to figure out what is wrong. It's not necessary. If you don't want to do this, don't do this. But from like the years of having supported games at this point, often you want to get a save file because then you can see exactly what they are doing right or wrong that causes a bug or issue. Bottom right. Actually, I just realized it's wrong in MO98. Please get the version number found at the bottom left of the menu, but it's here. It's on the bottom right. Oopsie. Hey Duck, how's it going? Okay, let's change the way this is formatted. And then I think we can just make this window a bit smaller. More like this. Oh, and yeah. MO98's text files are also not... You want to see what our save files look like? Profiles, profile 0, and then here mo98game.gnome. I go here to edit in Notepad. You see, it's not readable. It's not human readable for the most part. But we can read it as the developer. This is just binary encoded as well, or something. I'm not sure exactly. But we have then tools that we can easily see and load them in for ourselves. They're not encrypted. I keep my save files readable. There was some reason why we didn't do this. It wasn't just to prevent them from like cheating. There was some other reason. I think just compression or something. Oh, because we save images as well. I think that was it. Not sure. There's something we do. It's faster and smaller, yeah. Which is why we when the first versions of MO98 came out, it was still like just JSON you could read, like human readable. But it's like we have the tools. So we'll throw it in. We also have like another pop-up basically that can identify if there's something wrong with like loading the game, for example, as well. And then that also gives information. Like I think, for example, I can sacrifice my save file. We also have backup files anyway. So let's go to game1.gnome and let's delete the backup file so it will not try to... It has a fallback otherwise. Edit in Notepad. So if I just like delete some of this shit, okay. And then save it, and then we go here. Go to the Bite Me save. No, you can't see it. Good job, me. Okay, so I have like successfully corrupted my save file. I go to start game. I go to Bite Me, and then we also catch this here, basically. Once again, you get like a little bit of a nicer UI. Once again, here's the link to your save files. Oh, the tooltip is behind it. Steam discussions, Discords. button to immediately copy the entire stack trace text to your clipboard. And then it's also just like nicer handled for the player. Oh, like, okay, this is a problem, but this seems like a problem that the developers can fix. It's kind of my thought behind it. So this is some of the stuff that we also add for net profit soon as well. And we have a similar one. This is not just loading safe. Also, if there is a game-breaking thing, but I don't think this ever got triggered in-game with a stack trace, it's actually like we cannot catch this or like silently continue, then you also get a similar pop-up. Not then loading safe, but like altered something else. I remember in real Windows 98, it would say illegal operation. And I was afraid I did something illegal. Yeah. But yeah, this is kind of just... This is like small stuff nobody tells you. Because like, how do you come up with this shit? This is not in a top 5 tips to make better games or whatever. But it's something that we do add to our games now. Super useful, it's very easy to make a patch that breaks saves. Yeah, that's kind of also why we saw it, so that I can also say, oh, my development build is like kind of broken. Oh well, no big deal. So now what I do is I wrote this whole text. We just copy this and we paste it in here, and then later on we'll localize it. Have you considered? No, I think it's a different art style. I think it doesn't really fit the Windows 98 assets. I'm mainly using just the learnings from Windows 98 or like MO98. Yeah, there are so many invisible things. Like it's such a small random thing, and there's probably some people who say, "Oh, this is not worth it," which I think is also still a valid thing to say to a certain degree. But it's like, once again, the cost to do this is like an hour. How's the main menu background on? It's a material, of course. I think it's called Vortex. A shader, sorry. And then we put the shader on here. And then we can just play around with it, basically. Like how it works. So you can like change the colors and everything. I bought my friend MO98 and he likes it. Happy for you guys. Well, I'm happy for your friend that he likes the game as well. Did I assign the text value? Didn't. Help body. Perfect. I think we should have enough space as well if something goes wrong. Yeah, we can have 2 more lines. So localization-wise, we're fine here as well. Let's disable these. We'll also do the corrupted save pop-up, maybe. Corrupted profile pop-up. We actually have a pop-up for that. William just... this was not implemented. William just added it, I think. It's nicer for me. Easy. Close button. Yeah, because we have stack trace text and copy stack trace. I'm gonna actually just make it quick. I wanted to see again how I did it in MO98. I should have not deleted my save yet. Is ByteMe Games using Steam Cloud? We use Steam Cloud. Doesn't really... Like, the corruption thing is more like... Shit happens. You don't know what your players are doing. that we just want to support. And that's kind of the main thing we want to fix. Did this save? Yes, this saved. Now, if we go back to main menu, it seems like F1 is no longer working. Yeah, like the way we ended up doing it is like we just have migrations. Every time we push an update, we write like migrations, similar to like how you do for like database or whatever. Instead of trying to make it work with like older versions, we're just like, let's port however our current version, like, I don't know, like support it that way. Okay, so let's just delete this, save it. Let's take a look, start game. Okay. Error loading safe. This can actually become part of the general spreadsheets. We have 2 spreadsheets. One for sharing. Do we actually have? No, but we can add it. Error loading safe. Header. Body. And then we'll just write that again in Unity first. Oh. Your generic. Oh. Error loading safe. Error. Error occurred. Trying to load your games. Save file. This shouldn't happen. Okay. This can be actually going to be top focused. Okay, this whole pop-up. Not bigger. Because we need to add our scroll view. Here. We don't need that much space. Word content. UI. Text Mesh Pro. Copy this. Horizontal layout group, sure. Expand this. Neat. I think we can also just make this bigger. This looks fine. Why are we doing this? Ah, I know why. So, scroll view. Oh. Scroll view should be here. That's why. 8, 8. Now it's aligned. Footer. This button goes away. This one becomes 45. Ah. Unpack these. I may have fucked up my demo pop-up now, I realize. No, okay. Because these need to become new prefabs. Why are we different? This is more shadow. 3. Yeah, okay. We don't have a file for that, Kenny. Please tell me you have an image. That looks like a save file. I fear we don't. Maybe? Ah. You know what we say, guys. Close enough. So now it looks like this. I probably want to put a border around the scroll view. I think otherwise should be good. I can literally just put a frame here. Here. 0.5. Or 422. Have a scroll view. Ah, we need to add the copy button. trace. Do we have a copy button, Kenny? Maybe the share one? I think that's gonna be the best we can find. Yeah, it's gonna be the share button. Oh well. You know, I think this is good enough if something goes wrong. At least we tried. So we can figure out what we do from there. This. Went to the localization. I need to make a game with non-pixel art UI this year. I'm going crazy with these pixels. I feel like it is simpler. I think with MO98, I kind of at certain point was just ignoring it. I think the biggest problem I had with MO98 was like the pixel fonts and making those look like clear. The names are there. The store pages aren't live yet because there's no trailers yet. I'm still working on the games to get the games ready for store pages going live. One is already fully approved. I'm just not happy it's not good enough yet to announce. And then the other one, like this game, Net Profits, is currently still in the review queue. Once that's done, then we can do it. So just wait a little bit longer. Shouldn't be too long. And then you can wishlist as much as you want. Oh, it's still kind of big. Make it 30 by 30. Okay. So where do we find? Yeah, it's in pop-ups. Support pop-up. Then here. This one. Error loading safe body. Stack trace and copy stack trace. Perfect. This is done as well now. We just, do we have support for those buttons? Oh. Here. Navigate save folder. Easy. By all. And then here as well. This should also be the navigate saves folder. And think only then we need to find these team discussions. Can I just like link? Discussions, Steam, URL. Okay, I'm not sure how we did that again. There was a way. I'll ask William later. We have save files already. Something. That's it for net profits today. Only 146 changes, but I think we can go from there. New UI components, minimap, harbor upgrades, and no, new UI components for the chip models and support and corrupted profile pop-ups. I'm gonna close this so I need to hide these actually, and then here as well. This one actually also shouldn't be see-through. Okay. Did this change now? No, because they're unlinked. Yeah, we're good. Okay, this is saved. Well, let's commit all of these and then push it. Okay, 3 hours of net profits work. Over. Good evening, David. How is it going? This is true grind set. Not like those other streamers who just faff off the entire time. We actually ship. Hopefully. I think for Desktop Island, you kind of need a break because I've been doing this 3 hours. Is Thomas making a farming game solo? No, so that is for today. I'm now done with net profits, and now I'm going to go straight to Desktop Island. Or like not straight. I need like 5 minutes or something. Because Desktop Island, I also have a bunch of work for. Also, mainly it needs UI work and just also finding out where Thomas needs to put more work into as well. So that's what I'm starting now. Also things like localizations and whatever. We need to get working on those. But yeah, Desktop Island is next. I may do this off stream though. I think I'm gonna wrap up stream here. Because I think also like my brain is getting more and more debuffed from streaming at the same time. I think I can reset it by just stopping streaming and just working offline on this. But I think net profits already some good progress. So I wanna crank this out more for like, let's say another 2 hours, have lunch, head to the gym, and then go from there. Or against stream at the same time. Coffee should be banned. I'm not a coffee bear, so no problem for me. But yeah, I think that's it for today's live stream. I think I'm gonna leave it here. I'm still happy with the progress. I think we're going to be doing more of these streams soon. Maybe net profits, maybe Desktop Island. Probably Desktop Island next to that also gets some love. So yeah. Seamus is only drinking the fancy pu'er tea. Don't give him anything else than that. But yeah. Okay. We are in Desktop Island now. Ta-da! And now we're back to pixel art UI. That definitely does have some more issues, but yeah. What game are you more confident in? I think Net Profits, I know is going to perform well. Desktop Village is a bit more of a gamble of how well is it going to perform, or it may not perform well at all. So yeah, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. If you want to be notified when we do these live streams, of course, you can always head on over to the Discord, where we do announce every time we do a live stream. You can just chat with us as well over in the Discord. There's a lot of cool people as well in here. So yeah. Anyways, everybody, thank you for having tuned in. I hope you picked up some new things today. And if not, I hope you still enjoyed the time with me. So anyways, it's all right to say. Talk to you in the next one. Bye.